Hello,
Uh,
this is Day, and I have Shy with me to play Touhou.
yes, you have gone and preempted me here. Welcome to today's Labyrinth of Touhou 2 episode.
Ha 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 ha! I've been planning this for ages, and then I kept forgetting to do it. Or
Yeah,
I'd think to do it, and then I'd freeze, and then you'd start the introduction, which in turn ruins the
I'm
whole
more
plan.
practiced in just getting right into it, I suppose.
That's what your boyfriend said.
Perhaps.
I don't know. That just sounded like a really horny line, so I went with it, and then I lost track of where I was halfway through going with it. And
Fair enough.
now we're here, and
So,
I don't know.
speaking of being here, there's something I forgot to do last time.
Oh,
So I've
you
changed a
fool.
couple of party members,
Okay.
and we now have a bunny.
Oh.
Alright, she needs main equipment.
That bunny, bloody frickin' annoying. I mean, yes to fight you in the fighting game, just because I'm really bad at responding to specific moves that she has. But also, like, she is hard in the actual bullet hell that she's in.
It's a common thing, the 5th stage bosses often are a bit more experimental, so they can be harder or easier.
Hmm. Well, I guess the thing was, once I got used to her, she was alright, and even quite fun in a way, but she's a really, like, weird and interesting sort of thing, and does feel like she's kind of kicking your ass.
I mean, that's what you get. It's like 5th stage of Scarlet Devil, Sakya, she stops time. Yomu, she slows down and speeds up your control scheme. Raisin has invisible bullets. 9 wasn't a game. 10 wasn't particularly.
9 wasn't a
Innovative.
game, it was the Touhou walking simulator.
9 was weird. But yeah, you also have things like the boss, I think of 13, that can flip the camera upside down.
Oh, that sounds really annoying.
Yeah. Anyway, if you can't tell from her stats, we got a bloody mage here again.
A blood mage? There's dark magic in this game?
Yeah.
Oh,
And
I
there's...
thought this was a good Christian game.
No. Maybe a good Shinto game.
Too anime to be a good Christian game.
So, first thing I noted when looking at her is she actually has more attacks than average for this game. She actually kept all of the ones she had from a previous one.
Oh, interesting.
The second thing is, aside from this buff, every one of them inflicts a debuff or an ailment.
Interesting.
And she's got the standard
Very
stuff for that, like, oh, I hit harder against people with ailments. But then she's got this. As long as she's on the front line, all enemies are more vulnerable. So yeah, you play her with a team of ailment setters and just blast everyone.
She sounds like she's been really good for the, to pair with, Envy.
Yeah. In fact, I think I did, yes.
Yeah.
She's also got slightly poor stats, but this move that causes her to just pierce partial defenses.
Yep.
Alright, I did something else a bit silly. I gave Hina the Hexer subclass, which is all about debuffs.
Okay.
You
I
got
don't
some
know what-
general things like make debuffs stronger, reduce debuff effects on allies, and a few fairly poor attacks to do that.
Gotta be honest, don't remember what Hina does, so...
She debuffs,
Oh.
and then
you
she
gave
explodes with her debuffs because any debuff on herself becomes a buff.
Right, so that... Yeah, so essentially you're stacking the things as opposed to
Yeah.
just being like, I'm randomly combining things for no reason.
And then here's something so silly that even the designers expected it.
Mm-hmm.
This move. Whenever the user has a debuff, they recover hit points and mana.
Mm-hmm.
If Hina learns this skill, it's weaker.
Ha.
Because, you know, they knew what was going to happen. Actually, I think that would be a good skill to put on Utsuho too, because she's got this sort of rolling power-up that debuffs her defenses.
Oh, interesting. Oh yeah, so her defenses might go down, but she'll heal more.
Yeah, she'll heal more, she'll get mana, which also helps with her increasing cost of mana ability.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, shall we get into the dungeon?
Yeah, let's go.
I can't quite remember what we were doing. Oh yeah, we fought
We were
a rock.
exploring. Yeah. We fought a rock and we were exploring around. Like we had, I guess, the rest of this floor to figure
Yeah.
out.
I think we'll try to fill in this gap here first.
I mean, I don't know where here is.
Well, I
Because
use
there's
the
no
mouse
cursor.
to scroll over. Is it invisible on Discord?
Yeah.
Fair. Basically, there's this large hole in the map that's entirely surrounded.
Yeah. Well, there were two, so it could have been one of the two.
Oh, the other one wasn't entirely surrounded.
Well, yeah, but it was the other, like, bit that needed to be filled in.
Yes, I suppose.
And you didn't start talking about large holes till after you started moving.
Oh dear.
Hmm. So yeah,
How have you been?
yeah, pretty good. Drawing, more or less. I've got some more things to insta. Working on another one that I'm gonna try and do. My good colors on Photoshop. It's probably not gonna be like my tippy top one because if I'm trying to max out quality, I have to do redraws.
And that's...
Like, I have to do studies. And that's a pain in the ass, so... Bugger it. You know, I'll...
Yeah, no point in more Strandman needed, I guess.
Well,
I
I'm not
haven't
that
drawn anything in a long while.
I'm not that married to this character to do a redraw of it. The one that I did a few redraws of that came out quite well was, a tiefling with a snake summon.
Ah.
And the one that I can almost always just do a good drawing of is Lilywin.
Ah, Lilywin. Good memories there.
I mean, the thing with her is I've just drawn her so many times that it's like, whatever I do, there's already a lot of practice before it.
Yeah, you got a good idea of what she looks like.
And also, like, what details to stand out and things. Like, one of the things I've found with doing studies is every time you do it, you can usually add one more interesting detail in a way that's quite natural. Whereas you first go around, you're just kind of throwing things at the wall.
Yeah, that makes sense. Keep running into dead ends.
Yeah, there seems to be a lot of those in this.
It's a bit more of a maze-like level, I guess. Which makes sense with it being a jungle.
I guess. I suppose you have to vary the levels a bit in patterns. And there's not that much you can do with a grid.
Yeah. Different puzzles, different... Well, there's nothing that stops you from moving in this game. Energy tank. What is
Except
that?
for occasional rocks. Lamp-shaded rocks.
Yeah, well, those are just straight up obstacles. Etrian Odyssey can get interesting with the traps, with the tiles types it gives you. So I mean, first fairly basic is Etrian is actually a, what's the word? It's a first-person tile-based dungeon exploring game. Which may not sound like a huge distinction, but it... Sattery keeps dying. Well, the first distinction it being first-person gives is that you can have sight-blocking walls and see-through walls.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Or translucent walls might be a better term.
Well, you know, whatever
knows?
you want to do.
And then because the FOEs are a major part of that game instead of a, well, just call it a reference like it is in this game, you can turn around and have tiles that slow down your movement. And this can be a big deal because there might be a creature that's chasing you behind them.
Oh, basically they have difficult terrain.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense. And this game doesn't have that.
Yeah. And likewise, because this game just heals you to full at the end of each battle, you can't have damaging tiles.
Yeah. I guess there is value in that kind of simplicity, I guess.
Yeah. Simplification here can let you be more complicated there.
Well, also for getting into a genre, sometimes you just want to do
Yeah.
a basic sort of game as your first one.
Oftentimes, yeah. It's also why you often tend to, well, one of the reasons why you tend to have much simpler class design for the first installments. And then the expansions or the sequels tend to get more complicated.
Yeah, and then you get to like the fifth one and they go, oh shit, we're getting no new buyers and now we've got an ever diminishing core base. We gotta streamline this and simplify it.
Yep, I mean, they cut too far.
Or cut wrong. It's the thing is you've got to work out what. Well, it's the thing is you gotta. If you're doing that, the goal is to remove things without compromising the core experience. The problem is any game that complex has more than one core experience.
Yeah.
And you're always going to be taking someone's core experience out.
It's also a matter that when things go wrong, it can be hard to actually get things right in design.
Well, it's also whenever you're changing structural things, you only really know how they're going to turn out after you've done them. You know?
Yep.
And by that point, it might be, well, we actually would change it, but we're 90% of the way through development.
Yep. Oh, wrong place. Time to try out the bunny.
And the debuff team.
Someone's behind the vibes. Help me.
Oh no.
Oh dear. Did you have to go to tentacles?
And Vor.
She got abandoned.
What can we do this later? Sorry about that.
Alright, I just had to hit stop recording for a second because I thought I heard an external voice coming in.
You did.
Indeed. Hopefully they didn't catch anything important. We'll probably trim the last seconds of a previous recording or something.
Yeah, alright.
Alright, so, she's trapped in this huge plant, and there are 4 roots that are fueling it, and we need to get rid of them to get her out.
That makes sense. Are they marked now?
I hope so. I can see some sudden red marks. Also, it just turned into a boss icon.
I think it'll be we have to fight the boss after killing the roots.
Yeah.
Not a wild guess.
Kinda goes without saying, just that it's already turned into a boss icon threw me off.
Mm.
Get out of here. Bunny! What's over here? Money. 1,000 money. That's
Yay,
not actually
money.
that much.
Well, no, we have to go Mug Kyber.
I mean, I've actually had Yu-Gi-Oh! A bit on my mind lately.
Yeah?
Let's play that I occasionally look at, well, actually a little while back, was playing one of the Game Boy Advance titles. And those are interesting. So,
Yeah. How are they interesting?
well, the first thing is that they don't really follow the rules of Yu-Gi-Oh! Or many of them don't. Alright, the evil tree. And I'm cornered again.
Oh. I'd say I believe in you, but I kinda don't. Yeah.
Alright. Maybe this can work. That can take chunks, but it does heal itself. So where was I going with that?
Yu-Gi-Oh! Game Boy Advance
Yeah.
doesn't really follow the rules of Yu-Gi-Oh! Which, as I'm aware, the rules of Yu-Gi-Oh! Are... They made a manga and then we had to work out rules based on the nonsense they said in the manga, and then we kept evolving it into an actual card game that these days is mainly Rock Attack.
Yeah, that's a pretty good summary. Well, the main thing you have here is that while it doesn't follow the rules, it's really trying to evoke the spirit of the first arc. Which incidentally was where all of the real nonsense happened.
Mm-hmm.
Like the catapult turtle combination.
Yeah, that's one everyone brings up.
It's because it was a meme put forth in the abridged series.
Yeah. It doesn't seem that weird of a mechanic to me.
It's just a matter of how incredibly specific it is. Using one creature to attack another creature to cause a floating thing to stop floating and automatically killing everything else because it was floating.
I mean, you can simplify bits of that out.
Yeah.
By essentially
And I think
going...
the actual creature is just sacrifice a monster to do life point damage.
Yeah. I was thinking something like that. I mean, if you wanted to do the, No, it gets a bit silly if you want to give the one monster... It gets really silly if you then want to give the monster, say, like... If you wanted to attach the destroys everything on the player's field mechanic to the monster, then you just never want to play that monster.
Yeah.
Or its benefit would have to be so big as to make that worth it, which would make it a really swingy monster. Which would suck.
It depends. Sometimes you want to weaponize your own card destruction.
I mean, that's true. Something I've noticed in like TCG explanation videos is that cards that have really big effects tend to either be they're breaking the game or don't play it.
Yeah. It's usually big effects or with big costs.
Yeah. And it's if the effect outweighs the cost, everyone's gonna use it. If the cost outweighs the effect, no one's gonna use it.
Yeah.
And it's not actually that fun.
Not actually that healthy to the game either.
Hmm. But oh well. What are you gonna do?
One thing you had in the first season was there was this whole field bonus and elemental affinity system going on.
Hmm. Yes, I do recall that.
And so this game brings that in.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so we found the last doll event, if I recall. And yeah, another new boss has spawned on the map.
Oh, so now we know where she is?
Yep.
Oh dear.
To circle around to this somehow. Just gonna try to get all the other little things as we go.
Mm-hmm.
And so in this game, it's even if the enemy plays a, let's call it, say, throws down the Dark Magician with its huge attack bonus.
Mm-hmm.
For this game, that's another point to make.
Dark Magician!
If you happen to have a creature of a type that destroys dark monsters, then it can win even if it's got 0 attack power.
Oh. That doesn't sound fun.
It depends. They also, and this is the part that really doesn't sound fun,
Mm-hmm.
or often isn't that fun. So the other big thing about early Yu-Gi-Oh! Most of the first season, but especially the, what was it called? Jewel Island arc.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Was that a lot of supposedly competent people would have fairly trash cards in their decks for basically no reason.
Well, I'm the bug player. I have to use all the bugs.
Well, I mean, it's one thing to say, oh, I'm going for a bug theme on my deck, so I'm going to have all those together. But then, here's a card that's got 500 attack points and no defense and doesn't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing it really does is be a sacrifice to summon something else, but except that's not even a mechanic in the first season, actually.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, these games do that too, by giving you a point buy system. The combined cost of your deck must be below a certain value, and so you wind up putting in some trash cards in order to afford the more expensive ones.
Oh, so they have, like, they cost negative points, basically.
Basically.
Yeah, that tracks.
The first one of them that I recall, or I played 2 of them. The first one was, I think, something Duelist Spirit, I can't even remember, they had a lot of generic names. And it basically tracks the story of the Battle City arc of the anime, except that you do all of the battling instead of Yugi.
Mm-hmm. Everything I wanted to be the anime here.
It was considered too simplistic and easy.
Yep.
And so the second one, which is what this Let's Player is playing, and the one I have the stronger memories of, its answer to this was to make the entire game really slow by making the rate at which you gain points to add to your deck ridiculously...
Painfully slow.
Yeah. So like a typical card might cost 50, and a typical card of a higher tier might be 100. And each repeatable duel you go through earns you 1. And let me tell you, when you're having to farm for these points 1 at a time...
Oh god.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound very cricket.
It's not. Anyway, we find a vine, Yomu cuts it, we move on.
Oh, I expected each vine to be a boring repeating boss. So, like, we're above my expectations.
Well, it's always good to exceed expectations.
The goodness very much depending on how high the expectations were and how much you exceeded it by.
Yeah. Basically, competent is good when you're expecting absolute garbage, but it'll be not. But you'd prefer to be expecting something good and getting something better. It's a pretty decent attack for a reason. I want to get around there without angering the tree.
Okay. You are angering the tree.
The tree is after me.
Oh, it changes color when it's following you.
Yeah.
I only just realized. That's kind of neat.
Don't heal, that's mean.
Oh god, she has the rabbit eyes.
It won't drop. There it goes. That was a loud door. Okay. I guess I'll have to get past the tree somehow if I want to explore the rest of the map. It's cornered us again.
Yep, this keeps happening. It's pretty good at this.
Tell you what, let's give everybody the levels they've been holding back on.
Yeah.
Might just be able to brute force it with the party we have.
Let's see if we can kill. See if we
tree.
can kill a tree today, a tree today, kill a tree today.
And failing that, there's other bosses.
And failing that, there's other bossy bosses.
That's a good start. 2 deaths.
Yay!
It seems immune to debuffs. And pretty resistant to status. And it just heals.
I don't know, is there any counter heal stuff or...
Well, Raisin helps. That's a way to put it with that attack. Raisin's like Komachi, but actually built towards attacking with her debuff moves. It's certainly good at killing everyone. Yes, indeed.
What floor are we on?
7.
Giant tree. That's unhelpful game. I mean wiki.
Would you look it up?
I was trying to look up if there were strats to beat it. There isn't. There's a stats sheet, but that doesn't help me. I did arts degree. I don't know numbers.
Try out n.touhouviki.net.
That's what I'm on.
Yep, they actually have strats. I
Do
tend
they?
to look at them after beating a boss.
Oh. It isn't the boss, I just looked in bestiary.
Ah, you want to go to the dungeons page.
Oh, okay. Dungeons, 7th floor. Overview. Enemies, alright, this has got something. It's simple strategies though. Oh wait, bosses. Giant tree. You try and win over there.
Yep, I'll do that. I seem to have it at a bit of a stalemate for the moment.
Do we have reason?
Yeah, she's dead now.
Oh.
She's the bunny.
Alright. I mean, the obvious thing it's weak to is fire.
Yeah. Like I said, I usually prefer to look at those after beating them.
That's fair. I figured I'd tell you that one because, like, that's obvious.
Yeah. Maybe this isn't gonna work.
So, I'm assuming you don't want to know anything.
Yep.
Okay.
So let's check the other one. It doesn't help that I haven't altered a party to be boss configured at all.
Yeah.
27. I mean, same issue's gonna happen here, but... That was loud.
Sorry about that. I went and got a swab poked in my nose today and it's been really irritated. I've previously been better at hitting mute before I sneeze.
Yeah. Alrighty, let's see if just random dungeon party can fight Alice. Dollies!
That actually makes sense as a way to depict Alice. In terms of, like, mechanics. Frickin' Alice. And dolls. You know what the worst thing she does with those dolls are?
Summons them, I guess.
Throws a whole bunch of them right in your face with a bunch of lances when you're trying to bite her.
Oh, you mean when I'm beating you up in the fighting game?
Yes, absolutely. I mean when you're beating me up in the fighting game. Oh no, it's a massive meat cleaver dolls. I don't like meat cleavers. Lunatic rat. Oh yeah, that's the one stealing people's things.
Well, I mean, she just threw a bunch of dolls at us.
Yeah, I saw that. I think we're gonna be able to deal with her though. Maybe not. I don't know. My sense is you're doing better than with the tree.
Yeah, I think she's supposed to be fought at a lower level.
Yay!
One more buff. I missed. She's certainly cleaving through the party.
Please. Yeah, I may have overestimated your chances. Oh, she's actually not that high.
We're dealing damage, it's just that she's shrugging it off fairly well.
I think it's just that you're kind of forced to go broad to keep knocking the dolls down.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. We'll probably have to deal with her another time when I can quietly set up a party right.
Yeah. Doop de doop doop. Alright. Question time.
Go on.
What do you think about boredom as a tool in game design? Or frustration?
It depends.
Yeah?
You never want too much of it.
Hmm. I mean, you never want disengagement, I think's the issue.
Yeah. And... well, it needs to be something that lines up as well within the mechanics you have to work with.
Hmm.
Alright, yeah, I
sense.
don't think we'll be reaching that boss icon without getting past the tree.
Yeah, but you know what? We can beat up the tree. Let's do it. Let's do it. We can kill any tree. I'm confident in us.
I'm not.
You just don't have fighting spirit.
Indeed. Maybe if we come at it from... oh no, that's the boss icon for that. Gonna try to come at it from the side. That's dead end.
I guess I asked because I've been playing Sunless Skies. And I think there's a fair amount of frustration and downtime to their whole model. But I don't feel that it's... like, I mean, it's definitely intentional, is the thing, right?
Yeah, they also did Cultist Simulator, didn't they?
Maybe?
Alrighty, we can just slink past that one. Too bad everyone's level 27.
They did Sunless Sea, Sunless Skies, and Fallen London. I don't know about Cultist Simulator.
Yeah, no, I'm getting them mixed up there.
You ruined everything.
Because there was a whole lot of waiting in Cultist Simulator too, and it ultimately just made me annoyed.
Yeah, I guess that's a bit where I'm at too, is it's... I mean, it's definitely intentional. I just wish the ship moved slightly faster and had a slightly bigger field of vision.
It's like the whole argument of being atmospheric, of moving so slowly in Darkest Dungeon.
Yeah, it's...
Yeah, I get it. It's horror. It's the dreading horror and all that, and it matches the tone.
Yeah, I guess
But I
that's
just
the
want to
thing
get through the game, especially with how much it's a, well, let's call it a roguelite with a high turnover rate.
This is, yeah, and this is, I suppose, a bit of the thing that I have with, Sunless Sky is... Sunless Sea too, but, you know, that's not the game I'm playing right now. I don't fucking care. I don't have that much to do, but it still sort of feels like, you know, I like to use my time well. I don't know. Am I making sense?
You're
Probably
making
not.
sense to me.
I don't want to feel like I'm wasting my time, and sometimes, and quite a bit, I feel like I'm wasting my time.
Alright, so this is another stone, and it's basically easy enough.
Oh, well, we can easily beat a stone.
Yes. We are versed in the art of punching rocks.
We are rockers.
Have you seen our awesome hair?
I mean, honestly, Touhou hair isn't that punk rock, is it?
Nah. It's more about the hats.
Yeah. Hats, hats, we all love hats. Hats, hats, we are Touhou, love our hats.
So looking at these numbers, I guess the deal of the Earth rock is being tanky.
I mean, that makes sense, but it's... doesn't seem to be tanking that well.
That's because I have the right magic attacks to blast it with.
Oh. That's because you're kitted out to kill.
Here's the big one.
Bye. You
And
will
that's
not...
all the items too, because I checked this one in advance.
You won't be remembered, because you are boring. Gotta be honest.
And you know what I think that means?
Yeah?
I think that's all of them. Let's check.
Patchy!
For rocks!
We got rocks! Do you like rocks?
Oh my. So Patchy's been charging us for her services, and then apparently strapping up these rocks must have taken a lot of money. So Marissa's accusing her of scalping. Well, not scalping.
Of using the money she was paid with
Yeah.
to power up rocks, which we had to then fight.
Well, there's the basic idea. It's, oh hey, she says she needs some money to pay for the equipment to just power us up, but then these strange rocks appear out of nowhere.
Okay, they do understand that in capitalism, you just charge whatever someone's willing to pay.
Yeah.
You know, she's allowed to fucking rip you off. You actually have no legal defense on that.
Yep. Anyway, she's now part of a party.
Because we tied her up and brought her with us?
Yes. Now I have a really good idea of what she does. Let's have a look anyway.
I'm betting she will be a tank. Absolutely. Least likely thing for her to be is a mage.
Well, looking at her numbers, she seems to have terrible hit points even after being leveled up. Which is perfect for a tank.
Obviously.
Not that high a magic stat yet. So let's see, she had the biggest variety of elemental attacks in the previous game. How's that here?
Pardon me.
Let's see. Yep, she's still got that move, her nuke, her generic splash attacks. The cost seems to be unified a fair bit. So even her
Possibly.
big expensive moves are about the same cost as her cheap moves.
Interesting.
Now, Trix, what's she got for special stuff? Alright, if she's the last member in your party, she automatically gathers mana every turn. So, all-day magician. Burns TP to recover mana. She probably doesn't have TP. Yeah. Elemental resistance according to which attack she last used.
Okay. So kind of a bag of tricks, mage.
Yep. Ignores elemental resistances, partially. Which, that actually works well with that because she can attack using the enemy's element and not actually lose all that much damage.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
And a generic party team buff.
Well, you gotta have one of them.
And yeah, 9 TP, the lowest number so far. Patchy's exactly what we thought she would be. A tank.
Excellent.
Anyway, I think that should wrap things up for today, and we'll try to handle the bosses properly next time.
Alright, you're gonna work out what team comps we need?
Yep.
Or
I'll
have a
figure
go
things out.
at guessing.
I got some ideas. The Alice fight's pretty similar to the one in the previous game, I'm guessing. It's just that she actually resummons them this time.
And the other one's probably just gonna be like a lot of fire.
Yeah.
Burn the forest to the ground. Watch those little animals run. Ha 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 ha.
And probably bring some support if I want to do proper debuffing. Anyway, do you have any final thoughts?
No.
Pity, because this is the last second of your life.
Again.
Yeah. Well, I'll say what I always do then to everyone watching your death. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a good day.
Have a good rest of your lives, people.
Bye.
See you once the world's been reset.